Hey y'all, we are back for season 2 of RWAP Podcast.
Hey.
I am Titania Harris, psychotherapist, author, speaker, CEO of TMH Behavioral Services, founder of TMH Man Cave.
And I am Latasha Davis, Vice President of TMH Behavioral Services and Couples, Marriage, and Family Expert.
Don't forget relationship coach.
You know that's right. So this is season 2. We've been on for a break.
Yes.
So let's talk about what we've been doing during this break.
It's been a long break, y'all. We apologize for the delay. But,
Apologize.
things have changed with our businesses, personally. So I am doing more business consulting. So if anybody is an entrepreneur, you're a small business owner, you don't have to be in mental health, I am available for consulting and coaching small businesses and entrepreneurs.
Yes.
What about you?
And I've been working, it's been my little baby for some years now, but I just feel like things kept getting in the way. But I feel like I'm finally at the time that I really want to do my couples boot camp express. So I'm really excited about that. It should be coming out in a few months, so I'm excited.
And you're actually going to give people a sneak peek because we're going to be offering some free workshops,
yes,
right?
Once a month.
Yes. So, speaking of relationships, we got to get into these friendships.
What about your friends?
Come on, vocals. So, and you and I have had this conversation multiple times, which is why we decided to bring it up on the podcast. What happens when your friendships shift, right? And it's like, do you evolve as they shift, or do you outgrow your friendships?
Yeah.
It's like, that's tough.
It depends, because I have on one side where it evolved, like we evolved together, and I have one side where it didn't evolve at the same time, and then we caught up later down the line. So it depends on just where you at in your life developmentally and what's going on for you. But it happens, and sometimes you just don't recover from that.
You don't.
So it's really hard to pinpoint, which way it's gonna go. But it all depends on communication. Of having those conversations with each other, talking about what's going on, what's happening for you. And sometimes I think people don't talk about it because you're scared of losing that person.
Yes. I know for me, and therapy has helped. Shout out to my therapist. I've realized that as I've healed, my friendships have shifted. And not to say that, I don't have the same friends, but they just look different.
Yeah.
And I've learned to be okay with that. Because as you know, my friends are very important to me, and I lean on my friendships a lot. But I think oftentimes when you're growing and glowing, you may leave some people behind.
Right.
And so how do people navigate that? You hear all the time, well, I'm not friends with such no more, or, I don't have that because I was friends with this person for this many years and it didn't work out. So how do people navigate that? I
feel like, I always I'm doing metaphors a lot, so I look at everybody like a part of a movie. Okay. So everybody play a part. You're supporting actress, you could be extra, you could be the main character, and we shifting, right? Yes. It's just gonna look different. I remember seeing something on IG that I thought, and I think I sent it to you, it was kind of cool, when it was this person was talking about day twos. Ooh. It was really interesting when they said, people I got my day ones, and day ones are your environment type of friends, the people you grew up with, the people you went to school with, the people you just kind of naturally connected with. Your day twos are people you're thriving with.
Ooh, that's
people
powerful.
That you're growing with. And I was like, that is so dope. And that's how I look at our friendship, as that day two.
I think about my old friends, talking about 10 plus friends, and I feel like our friendship is based on my trauma. Meaning we were bonded by our trauma. And some of those friendships have folded because they're on their journey, I'm on my journey, and I'm on a healing journey, and those friendships are no longer the same. But then I think about my other friendships where it's like, you all met me as I was healing. And even some of my later friendships where I was still, on this journey, we were able to work through that. So I think that's so real, that's just real, your day twos, because you my day two. We met as full-grown adults, and it's we've been rocking, and I think that's so powerful. And it's those trauma bonds even happen in friendships. You always hear about it in relationships, but some friends are are friends based on what they've been through, not where they're going.
Yes.
So I think that's important too. And it's I know I struggle with that and trying to be okay with leaving people behind.
And that's not an easy thing to do, or even say out loud, leaving people behind.
I know it's not. It's real,
but it's real, and it happens. And I know I definitely went through that, and you've been on that journey with me, and I've been on that journey with you.
Yes.
And it has been an up and down roller coaster. I mean, like I said, it definitely brought me down at some points, and it was you and other people people that like lifted me up during those tough times. It's just really hard to navigate, and I just did the best I could in the situation with the skills I had, and I had to understand I had to choose me in some of those situations, and one of those relationships we actually thrive now, you know, and so it was like we definitely had grew apart for some years, and it was just that we both was on different paths, and it's just things that I just couldn't accept anymore. It was things that she probably felt certain ways towards me, and I can't do this, you know, because I had some friends, well, that's how they are. Well, I'm like, that's not okay for me no more, just because that's how you are. Like, we have to evolve, we have to change, and if we can't do that, then I don't know if this is going to work. And so when we were able to come back together and had that conversation, that communication, we actually sat down and had a talk about it. And then some of the things that was said was that, you know, I understood why we had to take that break so we can be where we at right now.
But also it sounds like you both realize, like, you guys put yourself in each other's shoes at some point too, to understand each other's perspective, you know. And let me just be clear, like, and when I say leave people behind, right? And I think it is harsh, but it's real. I think that means choosing you.
Yes.
Right. One of the things that I really think about in friendship is this person good for my mental health at the end of the day, right? Are they good for my mental health, right? Do they trigger me, right? Even though we're responsible for our own triggers, it's like sometimes you haven't worked through certain things and people sort of evoke these emotions or things out of you, and it's like, how do I navigate that? So I think with you and your friend, it was like, okay, y'all did need that space, but y'all found y'all way back, right? And everybody not meant to be your friend forever. I think some people can still be your friend. Like, I think about some of my friendships. We're still friends, but it looks different. We may not hang out every day. We may not talk every day. But I think friendship is about who shows up for you in the moments that matter.
Yes.
And so I think just recognizing it. And like I said, friendships they can be challenging.
Oh, definitely can be challenging.
And especially, like, I think about our journeys professionally, how we've grown. And sometimes I struggle with, like, you know, not am I doing too much, but like, is this going to shift friendships? And reminding myself, like, no, like, you have to stay true to who you are and continue on your healing journey so you can be a better friend.
Right.
Because I think that's another thing. Like, we have to focus on being the friend that we seek also. So.
And I think, too, and just talk about friendships, I know you talked about it, I've talked about it, but I think just in experiences with you, I think when you're coming into a group who's already been established for umpteenth years, they're trying to figure you out.
Oh, baby.
They're trying to figure, who is this chick?
Yes.
What is her story?
Oh,
what is she?
God.
Is she here for the right reasons?
Yes.
Is this something going to mesh with us? Is she going to mesh with her? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a lot of different emotions and thoughts. And then I think people feel that the relationship would change us or change them. And it's not, it's like, I want to bring everyone together. But I know for me, it's just like, everybody can't be together all the time. And I'm okay with that. Like, I'm big about that. Like, everybody.
Talk about that, like, because I think you do a great job, and people may not or may agree with this, like, I've learned that from you. Like, it's okay to keep your friends separate, right? Like, I think there's this, people are like, oh, we all this big happy meal, we got to get together. It's like, no, we don't, though. You know, can you talk more about that? Like, how you've been able to navigate that? Like, I learned that from you. Like, watching you say, you know what? But seriously, how you literally, and you don't do it in a negative way. You're just very intentional about keeping your friends separate. But I also think, and I'm to my own horn, I do a good job of being okay with that. Yeah. Like, you don't feel the pressure from me to invite me if you're with this group, because you know, like, it's not my thing. Or even if it was my thing, like, I'm okay with you having your friend group, and, and it's vice versa. Right.
I think for me, I just want to keep this treasured bond relationship. Like, I don't feel like everybody have to be together all the time. It's not a trip. You know, that's my word. It do not have to be a field school trip. We don't have to do this 16 girlfriends every time we go out of town, every time we go somewhere. The only time I really feel like it's important is those treasurable moments, like my birthdays.
Yes.
You know, when I get married.
Yes.
You know, things like
She's
that.
Single, y'all.
So, you know, single but looking. No, you find me.
That's right.
Because I'm a good catch. All right. But I feel like I like having moments that I can treasure that just me and you, or me and this person, or me and two other people. Like, I feel like if I keep having everyone together, I'm not going to have the individual relationship with you and really hone in on that. And so that's my thing, is like, I like having that one-on-one time. I like having two-on-one time, you know? So I like just having smaller groups of friends than big groups all the time. I don't mind it, but it's a lot of work when you got a lot of people, because there's a lot of different personalities, a lot of ups and downs. And that's the thing too. So I can probably get along. Like, I know Tanny is an on-time person. I am not going to
put. She always telling my business.
Yeah, all the time. I'm going to tell. She's an on-time person. She's very on time. She's always above time. I'm telling you, it's 9 o'clock. She's going to be 8:45.
Oh my God.
So I know what kind of person she is. I'm not going to pair her with someone who I'm okay with being 30, 45 minutes late with, because she going to be on time and now she ready to go by the time we get to the end of the table. So I know how to navigate those things. So I always just wanted people to trust my instinct when I say maybe this may not be the good fit. Yeah. Because I know certain things about my friends that I can adapt to, or my friend allow that for me because that's our relationship. They're not going to accept it when everybody else.
What do you say to the person who has long-term friendships but don't feel supported by their friends and maybe have to end those friendships because they are growing and glowing and they are outgrowing their friends and maybe the friendship doesn't look the same? What do you say to that person who struggles with that and who's trying to navigate that? Like, what tips can we give them? Because a lot of that happens. We hear that.
Yeah.
Like,
first, you're choosing yourself. Choosing yourself and what makes you happy. Is this relationship benefiting you? And if it's not benefiting you, what are you really losing?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I think it's the longevity. I think it's the comfort we're losing. But what has this relationship really served in this point in your life if you feel like it's not beneficial?
Yeah, yeah. And also just, like you said, choosing you and understanding where you're at in your journey. And I think a big one, and I always hear, I used to hear, not as much, no new friends, being open to new friendships. And that's hard for people. Yeah. Especially adults. I would say, especially us over 35. Like, we're living, we're having a great time, but it's like being open to new people and new things. I think that's important.
Yeah, I definitely think it is. It's definitely different by us being in our mature age.
Yes.
So it's different when people are like, I want to be your friend. And I'm like, how does that look? How does that look? Because I did have someone, a male actually was like, hey, I'll watch your snaps. I want to be friends with you. Like, ain't nothing like that, but I feel like I just see you.
Romantic,
nothing like that, but it's just like you have such a vibe about yourself and your friends enjoy being around you. I just need a female friend I can kick it with and have a good time, and that's just what it is. And I'm like, I need to start taking applications for people so, I can be a renter friend. Okay? Because I am that friend.
Listen, well, I'm open to as well too, but I'm also very, I don't want to say cautious, but I'm very selective because about who I befriend, right? But I'm very open and like I think it's okay for new friends. I think it's just a matter of where you are in your journey. And
energy. Energies is a big thing for me. If the energy not right, I'm not messing with you. If I don't feel it's a connection, I can't do it. Now I will respect you, and this is my thing too. My friends have different friends that I may or may not click with, and that's okay, but you'll never know that. But I always give everyone an A. Some friends give everybody an F. Yeah. And you had to earn the A. You got to earn that. I'm an A person. You just earned your F. Just saying. That's just how it goes for me. But I think one of the things like acknowledging change.
Acknowledging change, yeah.
We have to acknowledge that change is inevitable. It's going to happen whether we like it or not. So we better get on the boat.
And I think the last thing is that understanding some friendships are not forever. Some friends are for a season, for a reason, and for a lifetime.
Yep. I agree.
Anything else before we wrap up?
I don't think so, girl. I think we ain't covered that one.
Listen, Latasha's not accepting applications for new friends because I'm territorial.
That's going to be another episode. Territorial friends. Another
episode. Not accepting new applications, but no.
She gonna have to, I'm telling you, they don't want me having any more friends. But
friends are great. But before we get out of here, we want you guys to make sure you follow us on Raw with a Purpose.
All social media platforms.
All social media platforms. Follow me at TMH Man Cave. Also follow Titania Harris, and I have to plug TMH Behavioral Services. We finally have a social media page.
Yes, we do.
IG and Facebook.
Yep, and look, I'm but you can't get it out. IG, Latasha D29. Also, we have our own website, RWAPapurpose.com.
Check us out,
y'all.
We'll see y'all next time.
See ya. Bye.